Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Please remember to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, and let's get cracking. Today we have a cracker of a video. Some of you may have thought that I've forgotten about this. Some of you have had fun in the Ingham comments recently, and it's not gone unnoticed. But more so, Chris has had fun in his own comments, making himself look an absolute idiot. So we're going to touch on that today, and let's take a look. This person writes, "Why do you keep the camera just on you when other family members are talking? So why don't they show other family members, etc.?" It's a very valid point, because so far during the road trip of dreams, they have only shown, so far they've shown 60 minutes of footage, and out of those 60 minutes they've shown 9 minutes of actual island scenery, and that includes drone shots and montages and stuff like that. Why did they keep the camera directly on Sarah particularly whilst somebody else is talking? Because clearly it's plain to see they're trying not to show anything in the vlogs at the moment. I think we'll all agree with that. Chris has replied, "Because the other family member might not want to be on camera. Just because they're talking doesn't mean they want to be shown. They might not be dressed appropriately, or any other of a million reasons. No conspiracy." Now, saying that they might not be dressed appropriately to be on camera is a bit of a laugh, really, given that their whole channel has been based on filming the kids who are not dressed appropriately. So it's like they're trying to, maybe they're trying to tone down the amount of kids that they're shown. I mean, I don't condone them filming their kids, because that's what I don't want them to do, but it's interesting to look at why they're not. Why aren't they anymore filming their kids in the way that they used to? Maybe the children do not want to be on camera anymore. So given that, Christopher, your admission that the kids might not want to be on camera anymore, do you extend that same thought process to Jace and to Mila, who you don't know if they want to be on camera either? So why are you filming those as a substitute to filming the girls who you say might not want to be on camera anymore? There's something to think about. And then we have a rant. Somebody's asked, it's boring, it's they're just filming the weather, the weather's bad, and it's just the same old views over and over again. Chris has answered this. He says, "That's funny because we can't control the weather, for one. 2, they're never the same views, and we don't sleep in the same places we spent all day. So would love to know what videos you are watching. Van life isn't for everyone, but it's what we love. And of course, we will be travelling abroad, old school, to resorts this year too. But this is what we love to do. We don't live our lives to please everybody else. We live to please ourselves, and if people do not like it, they don't have to watch." Which is fine. Most people aren't watching now, based on the fact that you want to go travelling in a van, which is, trust me, that is your dream, not your kids' dream. You do sleep in the same places you spent all day. You spend all day driving, and then you sleep in the same place that you spent all day driving in. So yeah. He then replies to another one who's accused him of lying. He's put, "Lie about what? Stupid and ignorant comments like this are so laughable. You don't know our family or our kids. I'm sure your info is coming from amazing sources. Isabel is not into the typical 16-year-old friends and not hanging out with her parents. Now, this bit really riled me a lot, okay? He's saying that Isabel is not into doing typical 16-year-old things and hanging out with friends, etc. The reason for that, if it's even true, a typical 16-year-old would not categorize themselves as a typical 16-year-old. They wouldn't turn around and say, especially Isabel, wouldn't turn around and say, Mum, Dad, I hate these road trips and I want to go and hang out with the friends which I no longer have because you've taken those friends away from me. Do you think that Isabel would actually say that? And how would she manage to get those words out? She's been indoctrinated for years into believing that the way of life that she's living is normal. It's far, far from normal. And I don't mean just van life. Yeah, van life is, for some people, it's not my thing, but some people like to do it, but they don't take their 5 kids around in a van the size of like a DPD van. And the fact that you think that Isabel is not into typical 16-year-old things is just laughable and is ridiculous because you don't know that. She's not going to tell you. A typical 16-year-old wouldn't tell you. So how would you know? Just look at the pictures of her. He then says, we're actually very lucky because she does still want to do all these things with us. We wouldn't drag our children around doing these things if they weren't happy doing so. All the stupid comments about Isabel looking sad outside the toilets. Talk about taking Talk about taking a tiny snippet of a day and making it into your own narrative. We don't all have to look fake-ass and smiley all day long. Isabel was absolutely buzzing on that walk. There wasn't a shred of sadness in her at all. It was just her resting, chilling face. No lies, because guess what? As much as the stalking weirdos online that we have like to make out, we don't lie. But thanks for your insightful and completely misguided opinion. You don't lie. That's an interesting concept. It's actually been proven that you do lie, and you have lied about so many things. It's hard to list them right now. So Isabel was in fact not miserable and sad as was portrayed in certain people's videos. Wonder who that could be. She was in fact buzzing on that trip, but you just happened not to show the good parts because, why would you show the best parts of your daughter? No, that would be silly, obviously. Another one in response was, you lot seriously get way too involved in videos like this, or in our videos. You realise we owe you nothing. We make videos for people's enjoyment. You owe us nothing. Well, you don't owe me anything, obviously, but your fans, you don't owe anything. The other day, Sarah thanked her fans for making it possible for you to go on that trip. So what was she lying then? Because you just said you don't lie, so I'm a little bit confused. They don't have to be anything other than what we choose to put out. That's why this is our channel. Did we ever say anything about hotels, or more to the point, their number of or lack of hotels? No, we didn't. And why the hell does that make us liars, even if we stayed in 10 hotels? It doesn't. Well, it does actually make you a liar, because in your video, you said you stayed in a hotel. If you stayed in 2 hotels, 3 hotels, or even 10 hotels, it does make you a liar then. You portrayed that you went from one hotel to another hotel to have breakfast, without telling anybody what actually happened, that actually does make you a liar. So I'm not quite sure this whole hotel thing, in which you seem to think that you haven't lied about because you've omitted the truth. Okay, that doesn't work. Then he goes on to say, it's so beyond weird and creepy how obsessed people like you are. Get a life and seriously get out of ours. Now, you're saying how weird and creepy and obsessed people are about you, but you've just met up with an IFAM who's driven 2 hours specifically to meet you without you knowing anything about them or who they are or what their intentions were. You actually took them into your life to meet your kids. Do you not see the danger there? And you call us weird and stalkery and everything else, but you're doing that is actually putting your kids in danger rather than protecting them. Just because you think that they're an IFAM and you think it's a child with a parent, it doesn't mean that they are. I hope that you have managed to understand that and relay that sort of information to your children, or have you told your kids that every IFAM is perfectly trustworthy because they're a super duper fan and they have your IFAM hoodie or whatever? Now this did make me laugh, I've got to say. This person has replied, don't lower at the Ingham family, don't lower yourself to their standards, sweet cheeks. Be the star in your own movie. Sleep well. We'll finish off with this one here, which is this is ridiculous. Do you know that? This person has, and this is an actual IFAM with over 200 comments on their channel. They've put, not watching this channel, it's boring and the views are dropping, no van tour, other people have said this before me. And Chris has put, good, see you. And that is ignorant to say the least. Somebody, an actual IFAM, does not support your channel or does not like the content which you're putting out right now, and you're just saying, well, off you go then. And that's you're not going to, your channel is on its way out. I'm sorry, it's dead in the water now. I hope you enjoyed this little rundown of Chris's antics. He must have been on one last night, and we might come back at some point later on with another one of Sarah's rants, because she's been on one as well. It must be fun in that little van where they've taken time out of their dream holiday to address the hate, and it's all good. So please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again shortly in another video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.